After 2 long years away from the beloved Henley Royal Regatta, the wait is over. It is finals day. It's day 5 here in Henley. 26 trophies are up for grabs, so let's not waste any more time, shall we? Here are the best bits of the morning.
Attention! Go!
So here we go, the Queen Mother Challenge Cup, one of the really big races on the programme today. Only 2 boats entered the competition, so it's the first time we've seen them on the water. And for Leander Club, Jack Beaumont there in the stroke seat. It's a fast, fiery start. They need to get it right here. And they've been competing at Henley regularly. Obviously, Leander Club locally up against the Irish here. Really keen to lay down a marker early.
Well, I'll tell you something for sure, Gary O'Donovan in the stroke seat of this Irish crew in front of us will not let them have it all their own way. He is going to be pretty sure this isn't some sort of lap of honour for the crew returning for the Olympics.
So there you are, Gary O'Donovan, as mentioned by Greg there, in the stroke seat. Lynch, Byrne and Doyle with him on the water, half a length down maybe, but Gary O'Donovan will be fully fired up. Lost a final in 2018 in the double sculls with his brother here at Henley Royal Regatta.
We're coming through Forley, halfway through. I reckon there's still only about a length there. I'm sure we're going to get a change of angle in a second, but you'll see the no let up, still 37 strokes a minute from the crew from Ireland to the left of the picture, also sculling really nicely. The only one we haven't mentioned is Dare Lynch in the 3 seats. He's also a quality performer. He's raced in the single at Lucerne Regatta, raced against Demir Martin, called that the highlight of his career up till that point. Could this be a highlight? Could they row through the Olympic silver medal winners at Henley Royal Regatta 2021? The odds are against them, but it's still possible.
Well, the odds are against them, not least because of Leander dominating the Queen Mother Challenge Cup. Winners since 2013, either on their own as a Leander boat or on occasions in combined boats. But Leander have always been there, winning since 2013 in this event. So to beat Leander in the Queen Mother Challenge Cup, you have to do something special. And actually, this is one of the few boats in that period of time that perhaps has got the capability on their day to do something.
Well, I think they took the pressure from the Irish crew. The Irish crew came back at them when they first got to those enclosures, really put everything in, came back, closed that, created the overlap. The Leander crew, so experienced, almost sucked the pressure. Thought, right now, here it is, we're coming to the enclosures, we're going to put on a show. And here they are putting on a show, sculling beautifully down, 10 strokes to go, 5 strokes to go, coming to the line.
Just listen and look at the reception they get. The local boat, the Leander Club boat, the Queen Mother Challenge Cup goes to them again. Well done to Rory Harris, Harry Least, Tom Barris and Jack Beaumont. For 3 of those 4 inside a month, an Olympic silver medal and now a winning medal at Henley Royal Regatta. So away they go, Molesey Boat Club A, you can see to the left of your picture on the Berkshire station. Thames Rowing Club A, I'm just watching the steering as we always do, very carefully. Thames Rowing Club on the right, just heading central. They've got the coxes who will be keeping a close eye on it, and they can do the steering and make sure nothing untoward happens. And Kath, that looks quite clean from both of these boats.
Absolutely, really good clean start, powerful. Molesey know they have to absolutely front load their race. Thames were quicker to all the markers at the barrier at Forley yesterday, so Molesey will be bringing their best here to stay with Thames, challenge Thames and see what they can do. But as always, a really fast start from that Thames crew with such power within this squad, within this crew as well. They've won twice out of the last 3 Thames Challenge Cups, so they are building huge history in this event. They didn't win in 2019 and they want to come back and get that one back. They've dug in again. I'm not sure they've quite got clear water yet. Molesey are being so ferocious in hanging on, putting more in. I love that Alexander Stevenson in the 4th seat said that he thanks his coach so much, who gave him a separate training program tailored around his night shifts, weekends and on-calls when he was working in intensive care as a junior doctor through the pandemic. Still training through all of that. Unbelievable. And Andy Warren in the bow seat at the Molesey Club, he said it's his last and final attempt. It's his 11th time competing here. Well, he has a family, a child on the way. He's giving it his all, but Thames are dominating.
It is going well for Thames, although the umpire had to intervene there and get them back onto their side of the water because they had drifted quite dramatically into the middle. But Molesey, like an obstinate performance from them, isn't it? Like a yappy little dog biting at the ankles of Thames, who haven't been able to kick them away. There's the finish line looming in the picture. They've reduced the lead to half a length. Thames will be hanging on. This will be really burning for Thames. They are going to be feeling the excruciating pain because Molesey have driven them hard all the way, and the margin of victory, well, it's still not settled. A couple of strokes remaining, and it's Thames who get there by half a length. But that was a tight race, and credit to Molesey.
Well, what a brilliant morning of racing we had. If that's not enough for you, the afternoon got better and better. The crowds got louder and louder, and the racing got closer and closer. Here are the best bits.
Attention, go!
Each crew squeezes off the start there, and then these cockpit spots are so important to get the line you want, so you don't have to put that rudder on, as Matt just mentioned. You don't have to use your foot to steer the boat in this first couple hundred metres, but you can see Brooks has just moved across.
Yeah, that's Michael Glover in the bow seat with the steering foot. The foot rotates a little bit, moves a tiny rudder, and he's just corrected up, and I think they got away cleanly enough for them. So now they come onto the boom section of the course, 24 metres wide. It seems a lot less wide than that when you're a steersman, I can tell you, right? Because you're terrified that you're going to get clattering into one of those wooden booms, but you also don't want to come across the course and impede your competitor. But these are two experienced crews, two really hard racing crews. And, well, how are they going to be thinking about the race today? How are you going to approach this race? You know, I think Brooks have got back on terms. They've gone from nearly slipping to clear water gap between the crews to having a significant overlap, and that will have rattled Leander. The question for Leander now is, can they stay cool and calm, and can they keep responding with their own pattern rather than needing to raise the boat speed over and above its current cruise? Brooks, an expensive push potentially after yesterday's close race. Can they do it again? Can they maintain it? We know these are some of the fittest athletes the country has in any sport. This is sensational, isn't it? Brooks have moved through Leander. I think they've got a nose in front, and Leander are not able to respond. They have moved, I would say, half a length, 3/4 of a length. They're moving out towards a length of distance. They've got to watch their steering, though, because they could be including Leander. Sarah Winkles will be looking very, very closely at this, but it's Brooks. What a sensational acceleration.
That was incredible. That turnaround of speed, you know, they showed it yesterday, and somehow they've come back and done it again today.
Oxford Brooks, amazing road, coming from behind. Well, that's the loudest roar I've heard today. Absolutely elated to win, and the weight races you win coming through from behind like that. Michael Glover, Oscar Lindsay, Leonard Jenkins and Matthew Aldridge. Absolutely delighted to take down arch rivals Leander in the closing stages of this final of the Visitors Challenge Cup.
Go!
Matthew Hayward and Samuel Mayer against Finton McCarthy and Paul O'Donovan.
In the heavyweight double, on the left-hand side, McCarthy was the heavyweight double because they are the bigger athletes. Had, you know, a really strong semi-final yesterday. They were much quicker to the first marker, but both crews had the same time to the second marker. But it'd just be interesting to see how they go off, you know, whether they can take an advantage over the Irish lightweights, because this Irish lightweight boat will not go away. They have a tremendous second half normally.
Paul told us in an interview during the week, you know, he'd realised that winning is better than not winning.
That's what I mean. Some of the answers they give are priceless, but yeah, exactly. It's always nice to win rather than having the pain of being second or losing. But what we've spoken about, they weren't flustered by being behind. they've put the hammer down now, and you're seeing the speed they have and the class of this double.
Well, this is certainly a year in which we've been reminded of how much sport can lift us all. Sport has lifted us all, admiring the performance of these two from Ireland, from Skibbereen and from Cork University, Olympic champions from Tokyo, straight on the plane to Henley to race in front of the crowds, to bring the show to the regatta. I'm rising to my feet in the commentary box just in appreciation of these two athletes, and well, what a performance from Hayward and Meyer as well, to hold onto these guys as they fly through the line, winning the final of the doubles at Henley. Big noise as both crews take off cleanly in this final of the Princess Grace. There's Ilo Luik and Fue Avukohu in the three-seat and stroke seat of the composite Thames and Neptune rowing club crew away. Freya Quito at 2 and Claire Frierick at bow, just being warned to steer across. Claire has the steering shoe in this crew. Nice correction from her. Super composed, you can see at 2. Freya Quito making some calls to the crew to stay calm and row their own pattern. Here we go, it's still a really close race. Thames and Neptune on the left of our picture, Leander on the right. From this angle, it's hard to call, and I think if you're sitting in that boat, you're aware of what's going on alongside you. You don't want the heads to go around to find out more what's going on. I would be looking up at the signals boards to see from the numbers that are put up by the operatives there exactly what the distance is. As they come to the final stages, Leander have stretched out that lead. It's just a canvas overlap, and they're looking for clear water in the last 20 strokes of this final of the Princess Grace.
Oh, absolutely incredible, cat and mouse all the way, and then Leander on this last bit up the grandstand. They had the crowds coming to them. Baby Remenham was supporting the other crew at Remenham. Now here in the grandstand, Leander are getting to support, and they've responded.
They closed their eyes, they pushed their legs, they gritted their teeth, and they pushed through in the last few hundred metres. What a race. Leander take the Princess Grace in an amazing race over Thames and Neptune, composite crew from Ireland.
Look at that, Lauren Henry on this side. It looked like she absolutely flew off that start, that first stroke. She really squeezed and got on there. Lola Anderson there, we saw her perhaps a little bit slower on that very, very first stroke, maybe upset, disturbed a little bit by that weight, and it is Lauren there who has got out ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure Lola's been inspired that by seeing her, her school in the first ever women's eights race here. But she probably hoped to have raced that when she was around, but great to see her for the first time ever. But doing brilliant stuff here, just sitting on top of the race and dominating this single scull at the moment. There she goes, down the enclosures, filling up, as Sarah said. What a feeling this must be for these two scullers coming down here. You've had a quiet start to the race, and you suddenly come into this wall of noise, and one of them is going to become the new Henley champion.
And Lauren Henry, you can see she's gone again. She's had another go. She's asking another question of Lola Anderson. She's lifted her boat speed. Is she going to be able to get back on turn?
Incredible turn of pace there from Lauren Henry. Absolutely amazing. She's glancing over. She's having a look. Is she going to run out of the river here, down at Henley?
They're passing the progress ball. We're into the last 5-6 strokes. This is going to go all the way to the wire. Lola Anderson, Lauren Henry, who is going to get this victory?
She is still going. She's looking. She's not even got ahead in a boat.
Oh.
What a race. That will be a win in the Princess Royal Challenge Cup for Lola Anderson. Amazing stuff there over a really challenging race from Lauren Henry. Well done to both scullers.
Well, what a day. 26 worthy champions crowned at Henley Royal Regatta 2021. The bad news is it's all over. The good news is we're set to do it all again in 10.5 months' time. We'll see you then.